So I'm delighted to welcome Katherine to the podium.
Well, thanks very much, Hilary, and thank you very much to the organisers for inviting me to talk this evening. And what I want to do is talk about some very concrete partnerships that I've been involved in on the ground in the Philippines, but also some conceptual partnerships that are informing my development practice. So briefly, just to the conceptual partnerships. And the first is that between feminist thinking and economic thinking. As a feminist with an interest in economies, I'm very concerned to recognise and value the diversity of economic activities that maintain our material lives. I've often used this image of an iceberg to illustrate and introduce the notion of a diverse economy. Many of the activities shown under the waterline here that contribute to overall economic well-being are performed by women. And some of the most important are informed by an ethic of care. But not only women. In developing countries, the majority of people depend for their livelihood on economic activities that are outside the so-called formally recognised economy up at the top of this image. What's increasingly been called the real economy as opposed to the financial sector. Now, using a more academic set of terms, the diverse economies framework shows some of the variety of transactions, forms of labour and types of enterprise that make up our economic world. And this has been very much informed by our reading coming out of feminist approaches to economy. The second conceptual partnership that I want to mention is that between economic and ecological thinking. I think it's now well accepted that economic resilience for poor people is linked to their involvement in a diverse set of economic practices and activities. As with natural ecosystems, when this diversity declines, vulnerability rises. And with the realities of climate change challenging our modern development paradigm, scientists are trying to learn more about resilience in natural and social systems. And social scientists like myself are experimenting with development strategies that strengthen resilience and adaptation by promoting and proliferating diverse economies. So there's two very simple points that I think that arise from these conceptual partnerships. One, we need to be wary of development interventions that destroy the economic diversity, which is the basis of social resilience. And two, we can work to promote interventions that enhance the economic diversity upon which resilience rests. And I've been doing this latter by cultivating enterprise diversity through people-to-people partnerships in the southern Philippines, which is a major focus area of Australia's development aid in Asia. For 30 years, the Philippines has been exporting migrant labour as a de facto development strategy. Currently, 1 million workers leave the country every year to work overseas on limited term contracts. You might call this the 21st century's version of indentured labour. Despite this effort and the millions of dollars of remittances that flow back to the Philippines, there's been no real decline in rural poverty in recent decades, and regional inequalities are growing. And so I've been working in partnership with municipal governments, NGOs, non-government organisations, local community members in the Philippines, and overseas contract labour migrants formed into savings groups to pioneer new strategies for local development in rural areas. And what we've focused on is increasing the diversity of something that you can't see there down the bottom here, the diversity of local economies by building social enterprises. That is, businesses that put social and environmental objectives on the agenda as well as profit making. And so the three snapshots that I'll present here show